New this morning on your Fast Track to 7, a missing person out of Fargo. Police now asking for your help locating 54-year-old Bonnie Kazima. She was reported missing from Fargo more than 2 weeks ago on October 17th around midnight.
She's 5'1", 118 pounds with brown hair and hazel eyes. Take a look at your screen. That's her right there. Police say you need to call them with any information. You can also submit an anonymous text by using the keyword Fargo PD and sending it to their tip line 847-411. Police in Fargo and Grand Forks are trying to track down the sources of two swatting hoax calls, both within just minutes of each other. First responders rushed to the scene yesterday evening after separate reports of mass casualty events at big box stores.
Fargo PD were called to Fleet Farm in South Fargo just before 5 p.m. on a report of a bomb that exploded inside the store with dozens of people injured. Again, it was a hoax. Take a listen to what the scanner audio said.
Caller stated that there was a bomb that exploded at this location and that there were 80 customers injured. Caller disconnected. Attention call back.
First responders on scene said Fleet Farm was operating as usual, though, and the manager said they hadn't heard anything about any type of incident. A similar call was then made about a mass casualty at a Walmart in Grand Forks.
Police there say officers responded to both the Walmarts in town because the caller didn't indicate which one the alleged emergency was happening at. Officers spoke with employees and customers, and they determined that 911 call was also a hoax. The man who prompted a SWAT call-out and a lockdown at the Holly, Minnesota schools this week is now being identified as Brandon Locke. Police say he tried getting into a home Tuesday in Moorhead and even showed a handgun. They then tracked him down to Holly on Wednesday and called in the SWAT team to execute a high-risk search warrant.
Holly public schools were on a soft lockdown until Locke was in custody. He's now charged with assault with a weapon and restraining order violations. Friends and family mourning the loss of former UND basketball standout Katie Richards, who passed away yesterday in a car crash near Reynolds, North Dakota. We first told you about the incident yesterday morning on the Valley Today. She was 45 years old. UND Athletics says Richards is widely regarded as one of the greatest players to ever put on a basketball uniform at UND.
She was a member of the then Fighting Sioux from 1996 to 2000, leading them to 2 North Central Conference titles, 4 NCAA tournaments, and 3 straight national title wins. The former North Dakota Miss Basketball finished her career with 1,512 points and 768 rebounds at the college level. She earned all NCC honors in her junior and senior years. Richards was most recently an instructor at Mayville State University and an assistant coach for the Mayport CG boys basketball team. The Warroad Minnesota girls hockey team is one of the best programs in the country. They're even the back-to-back Minnesota State champs.
A lot to boast about, but several members of the team now coming forward and expressing major concerns about coaches. It's in a letter that came out this week. It lists several allegations, including that one member of the coaching staff drank so much alcohol while supervising players on an overnight trip to the state tournament that they passed out in a player's bed. Another alleges coaches have been ignoring concussion protocols by allowing players to continue to play without being medically cleared. Another claim is that members of the coaching staff make sexual comments to players.
School Superintendent Sean Yates says the allegations have been investigated and that while some people might not be satisfied as they look back at these allegations from years past, the district says it wants to look forward to having a great 2024 school year. Now, Yates did not say if the coaches at the center of these allegations are still on staff. New this morning, Homeward Animal Shelter in North Fargo is at an historic high of 242 animals in its care. They're begging for help from the community. They need everything: adopters, foster families, and supplies for all of those animals.
The shelter is asking for donations of cat food, dog food, kitty litter, bleach to clean, garbage bags, you name it, they need it. They have wish lists available on Amazon and Chewy.com if you at home can help.
6:54, let's get a check of your fast track forecast this morning with meteorologist Lisa Green. Lisa, a lot to go over as we head into our weekend here.
Good morning. Yes, we've got the Minnesota Deer Opener. A lot of folks wondering what it's going to be like. Well, we do have chances for some precipitation coming up for the weekend. Today, I think we should be fairly quiet, but heading into Saturday and especially Sunday, we're watching out for the potential for some scattered showers, mainly in the form of rain showers on Sunday. And even next week, we will have more chances for precipitation hanging around. So getting a little more active here in the forecast. Here's a look at what's going on today. We've got some quiet weather in Fargo, so quiet around the valley that there's some fog that's formed yet again. Our visibility is okay, but it is not perfect. It's not completely clear in our view in Fargo. We're at 32 degrees, right at the freezing mark. Actually, we're at 33. It just updated while we were talking here at the bottom of the hour with winds that make it feel more like 24 degrees. You're still going to want to layer up, but a little bit milder start here this morning. Wind out of the north-northwest at 13 miles per hour. Sunrise 8:12 in Fargo. A reminder, with daylight saving time ending here this weekend, our sunrises are going to be an hour earlier. So in Grand Forks, our sunrise today at 8:16. By Monday, it'll be a little after 7. So we get that brighter morning. I do know, of course, that means we lose that sunlight in the evening hours, but we get to start off our mornings on a brighter note. Looking at 26 degrees right now in Grand Forks with some clear skies, feeling a little chilly there too. Clouds are departing. We are seeing more clearing going on. That's led to some fog, so watch out for some visibility issues at times in the valley. And by the afternoon, on our bus stop planner, we'll see a mix of some sun and clouds. Temperatures above freezing for today. And then heading into your Deer Opener weekend, we're warming things up, getting back into some 40s here in your extended planner. We will see that chance for rain more likely on Sunday. So if you're going to be out, make sure you've got layers and a way to stay dry as well heading into the weekend.
So in some parts, if you still have a little bit of snow on the ground, it's likely going to go away here pretty quick.
Yeah, the rain is a really great snow melter. So once that starts up, that'll really help to melt the snow, but it might get kind of slushy and messy in that transition time. So waterproof boots, a great idea too.
Yeah, opening weekend, a big weekend.
Yeah.
Sure is. Okay, thank you, Lisa. 6:57 right now. The Minnesota Court of Appeals has overruled a Mille Lacs County judge who had worked to stop felons from voting, despite a new state law aimed at encouraging exactly that. Judge Matthew Quinn says the state's Restore the Vote law is unconstitutional and that he has a duty to independently evaluate the voting capacity of felons when they complete probation.
Two of the people who were sentenced by Quinn allege that the judge exceeded his authority. The appellate court agreed and says the district court had no authority to declare a statute unconstitutional. Ballots now available for voters in Cass County who want to vote absentee in the upcoming December 5th special election. Voters will be deciding on a sales tax increase and a lodging tax increase to fund the remodeling and the overall expansion of the Fargo Dome, as well as a convention center.
The plan does need 60% approval to pass. A yes vote would then raise the Fargo sales tax to 7.75% and the Fargo lodging tax to 13.75%. You can request an absentee ballot on the North Dakota Secretary of State website. We do have a link to that on this story on our VNL News app. Voters do need to return their completed application to the Cass County Finance Office.
If you're voting in person, polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on December 5th. Anyone living in Cass County can vote at the Fargo Dome, the Fargo Civic Center, or the Ramada on 13th Avenue South. New this morning, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame unveiling a limited edition bobblehead featuring Thunder and the SDSU mascot, the Jackrabbit. It's happening today, commemorating the longtime football rivalry.
The bobblehead is being released ahead of the 115th meeting between the teams tomorrow in Brookings. The bobbleheads are online through the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Never too early to start thinking about those Christmas gifts. Well, if you don't tip on takeout, it could cost you. DoorDash is now advising customers to tip their delivery people, or you can expect to wait.
The delivery service has been testing a warning message for customers who leave a $0 tip at checkout, saying that it could now take longer to get your food because drivers are less likely to accept your orders without tips available. Well, it's been a long time since we've heard something new from them. We're talking about the Beatles. They're releasing a new tune. It's being billed as the band's last song. It's called Now and Then. The 4-minute track is the first and only original Beatles song of the 21st century.
Now and Then comes from the same batch of unreleased demos written by John Lennon in the 1970s, which were then given to his former bandmates by Yoko Ono. A short film is also being released detailing how that track was created.
when I find myself in times of trouble.
The Beatles, they came to me.
Mother Mary comes to me. We're letting it be today, baby, letting it be.
Yeah, we are. Well, you know what? You might say goodbye, but we say hello to the Today Show and CBS Mornings just about to start.
Take care, everybody. Happy Friday.